The original drafts of Pang Spa were written in the David Henry Wong Writers Institute at East West Players. After a draft or two there, like moving into my second draft, I had readings here at ESTLA. That was in their program called Sunday Best. And from having it read in Sunday Best, I was invited into the playwrights unit. And then in the playwrights unit, I had it read a couple of times, and then it was programmed in Winterfest and then in their launch pad. Pang Spa had a couple readings with Ensemble Studio Theater LA. I wrote Two Stop in the Chalk Rep Writers Group because I've been connected with them as well. And I also had Pang Spa read in Chalk Rep Writers Group. The years of the pandemic, we did a little over a year of remote meetings, and that's when I wrote the first draft of Two Stop with Chalk Rep. And then we workshopped it with Chalk Rep. And during that time, I snuck it over to Ensemble Studio Theater and heard readings of it there and used those to continue writing. The work that was done, in the readings and in the workshops was, integral or, completely part of where these pieces went.
So I did a reading of Two Stop it was David had brought it into Playwrights Unit, and I did it over Zoom during the pandemic. Shortly after that, I became the artistic director of the theater, and then we did our first Winterfest in 2022 and brought the play into Winterfest, and I read the role of Sunny in Winterfest. Shortly after that, David reached out to me and said that there's this opportunity with the Los Angeles New Play Project. Would you be willing to work with me to write a grant to get this play produced? And I said, absolutely. We were fortunate enough to win the grant and the award that goes with it. David is in the unique position of being the only playwright so far to win for two plays. He won for Pang Spa, which is being done by Chalk Rep. We started talking to each other about how we can present these plays together in tandem because the themes are similar. We've got the same playwright, and so we were also able to write another grant, the Ventures Theater Fund grant, and got that in order to do the plays together.
Well, Chalk Rep and ESTLA are intimate or smaller theaters in Los Angeles who foster new work consistently, over their history and continue to, even in this time that's challenging after the pandemic and theaters reopening and, the landscape being different, both these theaters are, vibrant in their support of new work, nurturing new work that may not end up on their stage or may be on one step with them and continue moving forward. So they've both been a home for these pieces.
It is an incredibly difficult thing to do now here in LA. If you're a small theater, the cost in the wake of the pandemic have put us in a position where this play that we are about to do right now, Two Stop, it's a three-hander. In the before times, we could have done this play for $15,000. It now costs about quadruple that for us to put this play up. We are so fortunate to have received the LANPP grant and to have received the Ventures Theater Fund grant. But that brings us to about maybe a third to a half of what we need to actually mount these productions. These shows that have been in development, going from theater to theater to theater to theater for well over 5 years, maybe 6, 7 years, because it takes that long and a community to actually bring a play, a live play, to life. I am so excited to present Two Stop to you, but we need a little extra help in getting it off the ground. If you can, please support us by going to estlosangeles.org. There's a button right there on the homepage. You can support Two Stop World Premiere by pressing that button and making a donation. Thank you.